Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to quickly make these really easy snowflake cookies with some fondant and royal icing. So stay tuned and I will show you how. The things that I use: a 3.5-inch snowflake cookie cutter. I have a snowflake cutter or plunger and you can find those on eBay. I have a sky blue food coloring by Wilton, white fondant. The shimmer dust, edible glitter, and pearl glaze is optional. Alright guys, let's get started. Alright guys, to get the snowflakes, we'll be using these snowflake plungers, and you can get these on eBay, and I think Amazon carries them as well. Come in a set of 3. I will be using the larger one of the 3, and I have some fondant that I rolled out somewhat thin because you don't want a lot of the fondant in there because not everybody likes the taste of the fondant. I like to use satin ice. It's a very smooth and it tastes pretty good. It tastes kind of like compressed powdered sugar or like a marshmallow flavor to it. So I kind of like satin ice. I have here some cornstarch, or you can use powdered sugar, either one, and just go ahead and cut out your snowflake and give it a little press just to get the indentation in the center. And what I do is I add a little bit of the shimmer dust. That's by Wilton, and that's just to give it a nice little shimmer to that, and when it's added on the cookie it'll make it just look kind of pretty. So I'm gonna do as many as I need, and I'm gonna let them dry just for a bit. I'm not gonna let them harden. Now, since this isn't gum paste, it's not going to harden like a rock because we don't want that. We don't want anybody breaking their teeth while biting into this cookie. So this will stay pretty soft. You do not want to dry these for too long because you don't want them to, get hard. You want to still have a nice firmness to the outer shell of it, and have it kind of soft and chewy in the inside. So just for a few minutes, just so where it hardens to where you can handle it. And as you see, the outside parts that are sticking out are not flopping over. Let me find the one I just did. You see how this is so soft? The one I just did. And then this one here is standing kind of straight. That's what you want. This one here is still very soft. It's bendable, so that's where you want to have it. Another way to decorate your snowflake is by using some pearl glaze. This is some food grade edible glaze, and you have to give it a nice little shake to mix in the product. And just with a nice small brush, just brush that on there. And you're gonna have to give this some time to dry a bit so you can handle it. So after you cut your snowflakes with the plunger, go ahead and immediately add this on there, and then give it about 20 to 30 minutes to dry. That way you can handle it without having it be tacky and moist and wet. So I'm gonna do some other ones and put them on the cookies, and I'll show you towards the end the difference between the one that's matte, that just has the edible glitter, and the one that's more glossy with the glaze. So first thing I want to do is go ahead and fill out my snowflake, and I'm going to be using a somewhat thick consistency, not too runny. This is very similar to my other snowflake cookie, the larger one. I should have that uploaded already. And the reason why I'm going to make it a little bit thicker is because I'm adding the snowflake on it, and with a little bit of the pressure, and when you push in the fondant snowflake on there, it may want to have your icing kind of spill over to the sides or get pushed to the sides a tad bit. And if you have the icing a little too runny, it's going to spill to the sides, and you want to keep it pretty much in your cookie. So I did make it a little bit thicker. I'm using a tip number 3 to help me fill in the cookie a lot faster, and since it is in a thicker consistency, it will dry a lot quicker. And since I want my little points to be sharp and not so rounded, I kind of have to work really quickly, and I'll just show you how I do that really fast. That way they don't dry out, and I don't have too much of a problem pulling those peaks out. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill in my cookie, and try not to fill in the cookie too close to the edge. That way you can avoid spilling over when you go and spread your icing out. And it does look like I put a lot of it in there, but it's just so thick. Well, I normally do add a lot of icing to the cookies. I know it looks a little weird right now since those peaks are standing out like a sore thumb at the moment, but I'm gonna fix them in a second, and I am working really quickly. Now I'm gonna take my snowflake very carefully, because again, I didn't let them sit too long because I don't want them to dry too much. I did give them probably about 30 minutes altogether after I added that glaze on them. So they are still a little bit moist, not really tacky, but it is a little bit moist. So I'm going to go back to my points and making sure that they're not sticking up. I'm just tapping them down just to make sure that they don't stick up like that. Just bring them down, but making sure also that they do have that pointy tip. So as you see that I worked really quickly, and I managed to keep the icing inside my cookie and my points pretty much nicely peeked out. And really quickly I'm going to grab, yes, you know it, my disco dust, and I'm going to add some of this over it like so. And once it dries, I'm going to go over it with the shimmer dust just to give it a little bit of shimmer to the matte icing, and I'll show you that once this dries. I'm going to give it a few hours to set, and then I'll continue on with the rest of them. And I'm going to show you the difference between the ones with the glaze and the ones that have just the shimmer on them, so you can see the difference. Here it is. I wanted to show you the difference between the one with the glaze. So you can see there has a bit of a reflection, a bit of a shine, and this one's more matte. It's hard to tell really, but I wanted to show you a couple samples of what you can do with the snowflake. If you didn't want to leave it like matte, you can add a little bit of shine to it. A little bit, it looks a little bit kind of metallic almost, but just a very simple step. And now I'm going to go ahead and brush some shimmer dust like I have on here, and that is all for that. Alright guys, so this step is optional, and that's just to give some of this Wilton shimmer dust onto the icing, and that's just to give it a little bit of sparkle since there's nothing else on the cookie. And just like that, if you don't have this brush, you can just use a small fluffy brush and stick it into the glitter, and then just brush it on there. And that is it. Again, optional, you don't have to add all this on there. And that is it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put them all together because I'm done. Alright guys, that is all. I hope you like how they turned out. Very easy cookie to put together. These will look great at your dessert table, your buffet table, at your frozen theme party, or any other themed party that you have maybe in the winter time. These are also great to make for your little ones' classmates. You can make a lot of these and not worry about so much piping and dry time and all that. Very easy to put together, and they look really pretty. And if you're worried about the flavor of the fondant, again, use the satin ice if you can get a hold of it, and it just blends in with the icing. You can't taste it at all. It's very little of it, as you see there. It's just very soft to chew. It doesn't get hard because it is not gum paste, so it will not harden. And it is not like those little candies that I use a lot by Wilton that come in the 12 pack and you can add on there. These actually stay pretty soft, so you can bite them and there's no problem with that. And like I said, it blends in with the icing, so you can't even taste the fondant in it. Alright guys, that is all. I just thought I'd give you another sample for Snowflakes. I did do another one in a larger version, and that's a little bit different, but it's larger and pretty much the same in color and all that. That is uploaded in a separate video, so if you want to take a look at that, it should be already uploaded. And that's all guys. I thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't done so, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks so much for watching guys, and have a good one.